Hey folks, right, okay, so this is a little bit of a different video. I've actually got some new gear. It's not trumpet gear, it's a new camera. You're currently watching on my old camera, which is this one. It is a Samsung RF10, I believe. And I got it really, really cheap. It made a big difference as opposed to using phones and laptop cameras and everything else. But what I have noticed is that when I'm using it in some of the other situations in terms of flexibility and wanting to be a little bit closer to the camera for whatever reason, it's not great. Another thing is as well, the the low light capabilities of it are not fantastic. And there's one or two times when I have wanted to use it, like in a gig scenario, and it hasn't worked. Why not use your phone? You say, well, that's another option as well. But in terms of the studio, I wanted to have another option, and I'm also hoping to get into a little bit more photography anyway. So this is probably the last time you'll see one of these lessons on this faithful old Samsung camera. So what we're going to do now is we are going to switch over to this. Okay, so now you should be watching this, you are watching this rather, on a Canon EOS 550D. It's a DSLR, it's a slightly older one. I went for this purely because the Samsung video camera you just saw, while it's great and it does a load of stuff out of the box, that's a story for another day. I can't remember how many times I've recorded this video now for getting various things wrong with this camera. But the little camcorder is great. Bang straight out of the box, switch it on, record, maybe a few lighting settings, and that's pretty much it. Um, and it's got a little flip round screen that you can see how your little image is all looking nice, and not best for the case with the DSLR. Can get a different screen for it, and if I was recording in OBS, then I'd be able to like monitor all that stuff as I went along. So anyway, what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd get a little video out there just for my own editing practice and getting the camera set up again and again and again for this little lesson. So it's not a lesson. It's not a lesson. I'm not giving you lessons. These aren't lessons. These are just like, I'm just sharing information, just trying to get it all out there and talking about trumpet playing. This exercise, I'll play now. This little exercise I've been hearing for years. People from all walks of life, different countries, different abilities, playing this exercise or something similar. And it struck me as being a really, really nice little exercise when I step away from the books with my kids, which I do quite early on, to try and get the ears engaged and get the brain thinking about what it is to play throughout the range of the instrument, whatever that range may be, and stitching those notes together, get the tongue going and the sound in the ear. It's an exercise I do with my kids, very, very simple, like this one, and I'll just write it throughout all the starting notes of the C major scale, and they can play as high as low as they want anyway. So I was playing this exercise earlier on today as part of my rebuilding. It's a go-to exercise for me. I like the way that I can play through the air. I like the fact that the tongue rides the air. Whilst I'm not really stopping each note, I am articulating, obviously. So it puts a little bit of extra work on here and makes everything respond to the repetitive, percussive nature of the tongue as it's accenting through the airstream. So making sure that support's in place here and everything else is here as nice and relaxed as possible, just to try and let the sound happen, I suppose. And playing throughout the scales, great for our ears, great for our fingers, our articulations. So when I do this exercise, it's closer to this. And that's it. With the metronome, yep, was this afternoon. Do it with the tuner, whatever you want. And obviously, I mean, as with any scale practice, you can do major, minor, you can do altered scales, you can change the order of which you're playing your scales, etc. That type of thing. The main point of this exercise for me in its most basic format is the continual percussive repetition of the tongue throughout the scale on the same note, and then also moving through the articulations and the fingerings of every other scale. So to demonstrate it, legato on a different key. Okay, and what else? Other variations. Keeping it simple on pretty much what we're doing just now. Putting a bent note at the end of it, I really, really like. Particularly, it's like if this is getting towards the middle, toward the end of a practice day for me, and I'll be doing more after this, but I don't want to come away from this too tight. So putting a nice bent note at the end of it. Let's go to F. Could also do a inverted bend. Is that a thing? Or a upwards bend? So basically, you put the valve down for the next semitone up, but you stay where you are. So let's stay in an F. I'll just to the end of it. Okay, and that's it, pretty much. When you're getting up into the upper registers, trying to remain as relaxed as possible and trying to just think about the air moving through the instrument, I suppose. You're not really trying to blow too much. It's not about volume. You don't have to be hammering these notes out. In fact, practicing those notes nice and clean is really going to get everything set up here for when you do have to maybe be a little bit more aggressive with those notes and you're knocking them out. Practicing those higher notes in a continual format as well, you really will start to learn the muscle memory there. But don't forget, it's not just about playing up there. It's about bringing everything down and be able to play consistently throughout the range. So that's it. It's a lovely little exercise. Again, can't remember, don't know where it comes from. It probably is something like Stamp. I know it's definitely not Schlossberg, but there's something similar again. And that's really it. So if you like this video, please hit the like button. It really makes a big difference to getting this information just shared with everybody. It's really all about just having fun with exercising the trumpet. I am not trying to teach the world to play trumpet. I am really just sharing my thoughts and my ideas on playing trumpet. Okay, hopefully soon we'll get around to finishing off this Maggio work. Still kind of trying to work out how to get around to it. And that's pretty much it. So once again, please hit the like button. If you have not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button as well. And share the channel, share the videos out there. Comments are always, always, always welcome. And that's pretty much it. Stay safe, stay smart, and we'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.